Hi, I'm Tom Green, and this is NECA Newscast. Today on the show, we're going to hear about OSHA's proposed new rules for cranes and derricks and take a look at how NECA has been involved in the rulemaking process. We'll check in with members of the Legislative Affairs team to discuss how NECA is reaching out to the Obama administration and Congress on our legislative priorities and working to get stimulus dollars into the hands of member contractors. Finally, we'll talk about NECA's Energy Solutions Task Force and how you can get involved in this emerging market. All this and more on this edition of NECA Newscast. Certain cranes and derricks are operated by electricians every day. That makes their safe operation one of NECA's highest priorities. And we had the chance to prove that during a 4-day OSHA hearing on proposed rule changes to crane and derrick operation. A major part of the rule change would require employees to be trained in one fashion or another with respect to each crane or derrick they use on the job. NECA supports enhancing the language of the proposed ruling and recommends that the NJATC be recognized as an accredited institute for training the workforce in the safe operation of digger derricks.
OSHA periodically will reach out to industry groups to get involved in the rulemaking process, and with the recent events involving cranes and derricks in some cases, it has sparked some new interest and possibly some needs in strengthening the rules. So those types of equipment operate in the vicinity of high power lines, and there appears to be a need for increased amounts of training and possibly even certification for individuals who operate that type of equipment.
We were placed in a very unique situation. NECA contractors, and particularly the outside line contractors, were engaged from the beginning in the rulemaking process. We had a gentleman called by the name of William Doc Weaver, which sat on the CDAC committee, which was the committee that actually advised OSHA on some of the effects that it would have on the industry.
Digger derricks were a particular sticking point during the public comment period, and NECA did its part to make sure the National Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee would be involved in future training and certification efforts.
The digger derricks, the initial work done by the CDAC committee was to exclude this particular equipment because it has some unique situations that weren't going to be addressed by the training being proposed. So we saw the need to clarify that and to make sure that it was addressed at the proposed ruling. One
of the important points made at the hearing was specifically to address the fact that the National Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee is involved in training currently for electrical workers, apprentices, and they graduate out as journeyman wiremen. During the course of some of their tasks, it often involves use of a digger derrick to set a pole, and it may not be used as a crane, and they're very versatile in their applications in the field.
NECA believes that recognizing the NJATC as an accredited institution would be a step in the right direction. We'll keep you posted on any new developments on this proposed rule. Now that the Obama administration has had a chance to settle in, NECA is stepping up to the plate and making sure its legislative agenda is front and center in the eyes of the president and his cabinet. We've asked the NECA legislative team how their agenda changes when there is a new president in the White House.
We never stop working, regardless of the administration. Our issues are always going to be the same. We're always going to have our top tax issues. We're always going to have that opportunity for the renewable energies, regardless of the president, regardless of the political party.
The team has had the opportunity to meet face-to-face with lawmakers as they chart a new direction for the economy through the use of stimulus funds.
One of the most positive meetings Terry and I had was with Congressman Dan Maffei of upstate New York, and they have advanced far enough that they have actually appointed a stimulus czar within their D.C. office. It was a very positive meeting for us, and it's just another way that NECA can get our name out there and link to these opportunities for our contractor members.
Another meeting we've had has been with Congressman McNerney of California, and he articulated that while a lot of people are moving towards the stimulus czar, the issue that they're having is that a lot of these federal agencies still don't have the staff necessary to move out money as fast as they need to. With $1.3 billion coming out from the Department of Energy every week, it makes it very difficult for them to do it as quickly as they'd really like to.
If you, as a contractor, want to stay up on how you can tap into the work included in the economic stimulus, make sure you visit www.recovery.gov and NECA's website on a regular basis.
I think the best way that a NECA chapter can stay plugged in and stay aware of some of the stimulus proposals that are out, continue to look at our NECA website, continue to read the reports that come out of government affairs. We're alerting our chapters as soon as we hear of these opportunities and keeping our members involved each and every week.
The economic stimulus legislation includes $150 billion to fund new energy projects. Many of these projects are devoted to developing sustainable sources of energy and retrofitting existing buildings with new energy-efficient controls and lights. This is just one more reason NECA is actively developing the energy solutions market for its members.
A few years ago, the green movement was really the domain of the environmentalists. It has moved firmly into the business world today. It's become an economic issue rather than just the altruistic issue of saving the planet. NECA recognized about 2 years ago that this was going to be a tremendous market for electrical contractors. The marketing committee introduced a topic on business development for green construction and renewable energy at our marketing meeting about 1.5 years ago.
What came out of that meeting was the Energy Solutions Task Force. The task force recently held its first meeting where discussions centered on how NECA can help its contractors find new business in the green energy market.
One of the big things that we talked about needing at the first meeting was a business model to provide to our members, whether they be one of our biggest members or one of our smallest, a business plan that would allow them to take a piece of the energy solutions market, or many pieces of the energy solutions market, whatever they're comfortable with. NECA is working to develop this model for our members so that they can get involved in the aspects that they want to be involved in.
Colgan said that if you are ready right now to jump into this market but lack some of the expertise needed, energy efficiency improvements can get you started with customers. These are new business opportunities just waiting to happen.
The energy efficiency improvements are the real savings that are available today, and any one of our contractors could contact their best customer or their best 2 or 3 customers and go to them with a suggestion.
Have you made your plans to attend the annual NECA Legislative Conference? Well, this year it's going to be held from May 4th to the 6th in Washington, D.C. If you haven't made travel arrangements, the time is ripe to do so. If you ask your peers who attend this annual NECA tradition, they will tell you it is time well spent. We have a full slate of guest speakers who will share their inside knowledge of American politics, not to mention the expertise of our own legislative team that you've come to expect. Go to www.necanet.org and click on Meetings and Events to find out more. That's it for this edition of NECA Newscast. Thanks for being with us. I'm Tom Green. We'll see you next time.